All right, now the thing about Brandyn Ainsworth, he's 1-1 in MMA, but he does have 3 kickboxing fights.
Yes.
So the guys out of Powerhouse, one thing that is an opportunity for them to gain experience is grappling, but, they do strike pretty well for a new team.
Yes, they do. I know Leprechaun, I know the name that shall not be mentioned, had some pretty good striking. Some pretty good grappling. And they're all tough, and they're all there to fight, man. They all come out, put on a show, and do their thing.
Yeah, they show up almost every time. Braden Lawton didn't show up today for some reason, but
they show up almost every time. They got like a 75% batting average here.
But again, they come, they're ready to fight. This young man, nice and calm.
Yes, sir.
And again, he's 1-1, but 3 kickboxing fights. That's 5 competition fights.
Shout out to Tommy, man. Shout out to Tommy Marcelino, Amsterdam Cannabis again.
Everybody wants that smoke.
Showing some love here.
All right, here we go. Brandyn Ainsworth in the blue corner.
Stomping around the cage, making the earth shake under his feet, ready to go and get to the violence.
His opponent, Steven Catalano, another guy out of Atlas Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes, Atlas is heavy. Atlas presence heavy on this card. I heard a lot about this guy, too. He's one of the young guys from the gym. I heard he has a great wrestling background. Obviously, grappling coming from Atlas and being a jiu-jitsu gym. And I'm excited to see what he does in this fight, man.
He's another guy looking very calm there. When I went through the crowd just a few minutes ago, all those Atlas guys nice and calm and composed, just really looking forward to letting this man show out.
Yes, sir. I have a birdie in their camp, and I heard that they do really intense sparring sessions for their fight team. So I'm sure this is they're used to the chaos.
Well, and again, Atlas is another team where I can't remember ever seeing somebody represent their gym and not be ready.
Yes, sir.
Win, lose, or draw.
That's what it's all about, man. Sending out fighters that are prepared for war, because that's what this is. Don't take it for granted.
And you can find Atlas Jiu-Jitsu down in Kinderhook, in Albany, upstate. I believe they still have a school up here in Glens Falls in this area.
Yeah. Spreading like the plague. Embracing his coach, Edward Anthony here. Sending him off to war. Hugging his teammates. One last time before that cage door closed behind you, man.
And really, if you haven't done it before, there's nothing like when that cage pin drops, when the announcer leaves the cage and there's only 3 of you in there. It's one of the most primal things. I loved football growing up, but there's 11 of us.
Yeah.
Here it is just you and your opponent. It's one of the most primal things you can do.
And at the end of the day, we're just monkeys.
Again.
At the end of the day, we're just monkeys.
I'm glad that you're the Sean Strickland of the booth. That makes me happy. I'm the Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping and Paul Felder, if they had a bastard child.
You got to take some chances out here.
Oh, I love it. I'm saying you compliment me very well. We might need to make this a semi-permanent thing, me, you, and Brian.
Hey, listen, I bet my friends that I would try to do this whole broadcast without letting the M-word slip, but I lost already. M-word, not the N-word.
Again, another word that you could say that I cannot.
Hey, listen, there's benefits.
No, I heard that you've been giving people passes, though.
Yeah, I'm actually selling them. If you want to pass, $20, man. $20 to my Cash App. Money sign L7.
All right, I'm going to go down to Arbor Hill, be like Big L said.
Yeah, I'll get you the pass.
All right, here we go. Steven Catalano in the red corner. We're going to bring it up to Mike Falvo.
Yes, looking ready to go.
All right, fight fans, are you ready to get back to the action? Our upcoming contest on the card scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. It is in our featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, 146 pounds. Representing Goju Ryuki out of Gloversville, New York, Brandyn Ainsworth. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 144.4 pounds. Representing Atlas Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu out of Albany, New York, Steve Catalano. And the man in charge of the action at the sound of the bell is Mr. Matt Goller.
the Atlas crowd always bringing the fans out. Hey, shout out to Nina Bermudez. She's a big Ainsworth fan. She couldn't make it tonight, but she's rooting for Musa Burgos in tonight's fight, man.
Barros.
He's gonna kill me.
Luis was in the booth with us one day and he started rolling his R's. I'm like, I can't do that, Luis.
Hey, right into the action, man. Overhand rights, big wild punches.
Again.
Pushing the.
Oh, there goes the door!
Oh my God, this is wild. This is a boat. We gotta stop the fight.
Holy crap.
Good thing that wasn't me.
Was that door made in China?
Hey, these dudes are coming out to bang. That's the intensity they want to see.
You know, and I think that kind of took Steven Catalano, by surprise with the intensity that Brandyn Ainsworth came forward with.
Hey, and this is actually a great opportunity because he looked like he was kind of getting overwhelmed by it, but now he's definitely going to be ready for that intensity that Ainsworth is bringing.
Man, that's no bueno.
Yeah, it's no bueno for sure. Hey, and Ainsworth looks like one of those guys you don't want to meet on the wrong playground when you're a kid.
Yeah, he looks like the kind of guy who'd bash your face off a slide.
Yes, sir.
Take your lunch money.
Look at him. Now, I'm interested to see how how they come out this next time.
Well, and with that being said, I mean, with as hard as he was coming, I mean, if Steven Catalano can weather that storm, it's going to be tiring.
Yeah, for sure.
For Ainsworth.
Listen, it doesn't matter what type of conditioning you have. Nobody can keep that pace up for a full fight, man.
Big Dan Mergliata helping out over here.
Shout out to Big Dan. Hey, and shout out to the production crew, man, bringing us the good views and the good vibes, man. Our levels are right. The video is right. And the fans are antsy for the violence, man. They're antsy to get right back to it.
Where's the duct tape when you need it?
Hey, duct tape fixes everything.
Gorilla tape.
Gorilla tape.
Yeah. I was reading the other day where some prisoners escaped prison with duct tape. They made ropes.
Hey, listen, those prisoners can be pretty innovative, I've heard. You ever been?
In prison, yes.
Hey, really? How was it?
I was not the gay one.
Wait.
I ran my cell.
Okay.
I'm just playing.
Listen, you say so, dude. We don't
just playing.
We don't judge. Hey, right back to the action. Pressing the issue, getting him against the cage.
Good job grabbing underhooks by Catalano.
Hey, Catalano, like you said, he's more adjusted to the pressure. And he's slowing this fight down, hitting him with some vicious knees to the body.
Ainsworth gaining an underhook on his left side. Look for that left leg of Catalano.
Oh, nice single. Nice
job.
Slam.
And the Goju Ryokai powerhouse guys, they're pretty good putting on the pressure. I mentioned the grappling. More it's the jiu-jitsu where they have that opportunity for improvement. But as you see, look for that arm. Look for the neck. Oh.
Hey, and listen, they're just a bunch of tough guys.
Yes.
Going out there looking to knock your head off.
Yes, they're the kind of guys who look to go out on a Friday night, drink beer, and fight people.
Hey, and sometimes the best strategy is no strategy.
Catalano trying to retain guard.
Yes, you can tell Catalano has the jiu-jitsu advantage here. Doing a pretty good job keeping Ainsworth controlled here.
But again, in a closed guard, it's really difficult to do much. In order to create movement, create space, you've got to open up those feet.
Yes, you do. You have to get out of guard.
But again, that talks to the pressure from Ainsworth.
And he's doing a real good job jamming those elbows in his throat and making it uncomfortable for him.
Just like we saw with Taha.
Yep. And that goes a long way, just being a little bit mean and a little bit gritty.
You got to make him hate being there. That's tiring enough.
Make him compliant, I like to say.
Yes. Like they do in prison.
Yes, exactly. Just like they do in prison. You've definitely been there before.
It's not on my record.
It got expunged.
All right, here we go. Catalano trapping that right arm of Ainsworth.
He's doing a real good job at keeping himself safe here, right?
Looking to trap that left leg. Ainsworth doing a nice job pressuring.
And keeping it wild.
And sometimes if you're fighting a technical guy, that can really take them out of their game.
It's the best thing to do, man. Break all the rules. That's a nice little cradle.
And again, even if he's not doing a lot of damage, the judges are seeing him on top.
And they're seeing him staying active and dominant. If you're Steve here, this is a good opportunity to catch your breath here. You've been doing a lot of work. Slow it down a little bit. You've secured this round.
Looking to wrestle up, digging that underhook. Good job by Ainsworth creating that pressure.
Yeah. You know, I really do think, you know, a lot of these guys do too much jiu-jitsu in, and they need to just, it's an MMA fight. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Ainsworth looking for a Kimura or Americana here. I can't
But again,
see
from
it.
that position, it's going to be tough to get with the leg trapped in half guard.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but it might open up a transition like that. Might open up an opportunity to get to a more dominant position.
Good job by Catalano to stifle the initial onslaught, but nice job by Ainsworth to just keep coming forward.
And stay dominant. If you're Catalano, I think you need to not stand right in front of him. Circle, circle, circle. And if you're Ainsworth, I would say, yeah, just keep keeping it wild, man.
Yeah, throwing those overhand rights, closing the distance, dirty boxing against the cage.
Yes, keep pressuring him. Keep pressuring him and keep making it sloppy.
Because that is the one thing about the Atlas competitors. They're very technically proficient.
Yes.
You know, and that's a good thing. But as you said, sometimes that can, you know, be a bad thing against a wild man.
If you get a wild man like Ainsworth here. And listen, Ainsworth still looks pretty good in terms of conditioning-wise. He looks like he's ready to go for the next round.
There wasn't a ton of scrambles in there. He was able to just kind of maintain top position.
Especially after you got the takedown. But still, hey, it's not to be remiss that the, you know, the endorphins and the adrenaline, man, that'll do a toll on your cardio in and of itself.
Absolutely. And
I'm
now,
interested to see how he comes out.
conversely, when you look at Catalano, he's very calm.
Yes.
Not breathing heavy.
Yep.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh.
Man, this is not buddy pal. This is a cage fight.
You know, and honestly, that's why I never liked to touch gloves before the
Yeah,
fight.
me neither.
I never did.
But they were both able to get off some good strikes there.
But that is what many people would consider less than sportsmanlike.
Yes. Yeah, and listen, this is a cage fight. This isn't a powwow.
It is, and honestly, that's why when I was a ref, I would tell the guys before, make the decision. I would tell you right now, I wouldn't do it. I would tell them in every fighter meeting.
Yeah, if you want to go out here and you know, slap hands and you know, and that's on you. But don't think your opponent's going to hold himself to that
Yep,
same
and I used
standard.
to tell them, as soon as the fight starts, it starts.
It starts. You hear that bell? It's on.
Bringing those feet up, trying to work that high guard, trapping that left arm. Ainsworth. Again, you know, he's been looking for this triangle, but it just really hasn't been there. Ainsworth's done a good job keeping his head down.
Yeah, if I'm Ainsworth, I'm starting to switch my focus to getting back to my feet here, man, and landing some strong.
You know, and what people don't understand, too, is submissions, they start to get harder as the fight goes because you sweat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's slippery. But he's doing a good job. See, he's getting back to his feet here. Oh, that's a nice
trip.
A nice trip to get him back to the mat. He's in this three-quarter Nelson position or Darce choke here. But he's running it like a three-quarter Nelson from wrestling. He stepped over, got the ankle ride, and putting him back on his back. He can turn this to a Darce here. And he's got it. The Darce looks pretty tight.
But he's got to clear that leg to really create that pressure.
Yes, and he's got to get this.
And Catalano knows that. That's why he's locking those legs, trapping that right leg of Ainsworth.
Yeah, I don't think Ainsworth really knows how to finish that Darce here. And he's just, settling for the control. Position over. Position over.
Submission. Sorry. Always position over submission.
Hey,
yeah, it was.
He's into the fight. I looked over at Will Berry, and he looked like he was in the fight himself.
You know, this really, again, Ainsworth has an advantage, but at any point, Catalano could throw something up here.
Yeah, Catalano was looking for those triangles, like you said, and those arm bars, man. He's trying to work his way up that guard, and he's got some limbs. He just needs to find one. But like you said, as the fight goes on and things get sweaty and slippery, those submissions get harder and harder to find.
30 seconds left of this second round.
And another I would say dominant round by Ainsworth here.
Agreed.
Just keeping it wild, man.
You know, sometimes it's the meat and the potatoes. It doesn't have to be fancy.
Yeah, definitely doesn't have to be fancy. It's a cage fight, like I said. That's the nice thing about MMA. So many variables.
Well, and that's why people's records don't always speak to their talent. You know,
Yes.
anybody can win in this cage any given night.
Yep, there's a lot of ways to do it.
The parity in the sport is unparalleled.
Yes. Hey, he's got to be careful going to the head here. And you look at him jamming his forearm in the throat.
I love that shit.
Just keeping it mean.
Then you get that forearm in the throat and you rotate it and
Yep.
oh, I love it.
A lot of people don't know. I tell my wrestlers, man, when you use those blades of your arm, man, it's a big difference between jamming that bone with your thumb up into somebody's body than the flat of your arm, right?
Yes.
It turns into a blade.
And then, you know, one of the other things I used to like to do is hips up, feet down, and do like a jigsaw across the neck
Yeah.
with the blade.
Put that pressure on him. We got some AOs in the chat. I guess we've been saying some AO. some AO stuff here.
What's AO?
What's AO? AO is when you say something a little bit questionable.
It happens.
You know, questionable like slippery and sloppy. That's AO. That'll get some AOs in the chat.
They can fight you about it.
Hey, the chat saying 2-0 Ainsworth. I have to agree.
Oh, goodness, yes.
Yeah, 2-0 up until this point.
Even if you're an Atlas fan, I believe you have to see it as 2-0.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, hey, that's good advice from the crowd, man.
I don't think he would touch gloves again.
Yeah, I would. I definitely
I don't think he
would.
needs that advice.
And if I'm Ainsworth, I'm coming out here offering to touch gloves again. I wouldn't be surprised if Ainsworth goes to touch gloves and backs out a crowbar. Hey, nice kick. That's how you do it.
Yeah,
Good.
but you got to be careful with those naked kicks with a guy who's going to just change levels and look for a takedown.
Yep. Hey, look at it. Ainsworth, remember earlier we spoke about striking right on those breaks, right? Ainsworth does a really good job at taking advantage of those opportunities off the breaks. It seems when Constantino's relaxing, Ainsworth's looking to take his head off.
Catalano, you're thinking Vinny Constantino.
Yeah, Constantino, Catalano. Hey, and look,
Here we go.
Just keeping it, really testing the cage there, man. For Christ's sakes, I hope.
Thank goodness ours is tied in real well.
For Christ's sakes, I hope the heavyweights don't do that.
Oh, man, it's a pacing Campos. That's a lot of man.
Because Catalano's looking for a guillotine here, it looks like.
And the nice thing is he's against the cage, so if he can secure that, it's not going to be possible for Ainsworth to jump to his left side, to Catalano's left side.
Ainsworth's doing a really good job at circling to safety here.
And you see Catalano looking to the corner for some direction, nice and calm.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but he needs to put some pep in his step here.
Yeah, it looks like Ainsworth's looking to pop out here. Not a ton of threat.
Yeah, if I'm Catalano, I'm looking to put some pep in my step and find the finish.
And if I'm Ainsworth, I'm putting my left hand on that right elbow of Catalano and pushing down and popping up.
Yep.
There we go.
And if I know Ainsworth from watching these last 2 rounds, we got some blood here on Ainsworth, and it fits him so well. And the look on his face is that of just viciousness and violence as he drops those body shots on Catalano here.
Think of dodgeball. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
When I see red, I get angry.
Again, nothing but, pressure and position from Ainsworth.
Yeah.
He's doing exactly what he needs to win.
And just staying aggressive.
Yep, no lay and pray, making it ugly.
Mm-hmm. No point fighting. This is war.
And you hear Catalano's corner saying, open your guard, because as I alluded to earlier, it's really challenging to do things from the closed guard. Back in the day, you used to be able to hit a Kimura or whatever, and now that's just not even
Everybody
there.
knows a little jiu-jitsu these days.
45 seconds left in what seems to be Brandyn Ainsworth's fight.
Yes, up until this point, I have it 3-0.
Oh,
And he's
absolutely.
just dropping them body shots, looking over at us, blood leaking across his face. Just looking to cause pain to his opponent.
If this is not a 30-27 fight across the board, I'll be very surprised.
Dude, I will too. I will too. What a fight by Ainsworth up until this point.
And although the screen says rounds 2 of 3, it is round 3 of 3, the final round.
Yes, sir.
Catalano's trying to use the cage, getting the hips high. Again, it seems a little bit too late.
Yes, yeah, a little bit late, looking for the submissions. I alluded to earlier, man, I thought his best strategy was getting to his feet and striking.
Looking for that triangle, but again, against the armbar, against the cage, it's really challenging to create the angle and extend the hips.
Hey, maybe in a 5-minute fight, man, you have more time to set those submissions up and really, really find them. But in a 3-minute fight with shin guards on, man, it's really tough to get those.
And especially when somebody's making it that ugly of a fight and just aggressive.
Yes. Look at. You would think that from the way Ainsworth looks, you would think that he was the one that just got 30-27, but it's the opposite, man.
And that just goes to show looks are, very deceiving.
Looks are deceiving.
Whether that be body type, whether that be, damage.
Yeah, I've never had that problem.
I used to love watching Roy Nelson.
Oh, yeah, Roy Nelson.
He defied physics.
Defied logic.
All right, here we go. We're waiting for that decision. Both corners in, taking care of their fighters. Catalano seems just fine. Doctor checking on him. He seems more frustrated than anything at this point.
Yes, and the production crew decided to give the fans at home the biggest treat of all, looking at my beautiful face.
Is that going to be an AO thing?
Yeah, it's AO.
All right, let me see the AOs.
It depends. Hey, it depends if they agree or not.
All right. Some of them went to prison might agree.
Let me get some AOs in the chat.
I need a dictionary for all this stuff.
AOs, that's why they brought me on the. That's what they brought me on the team, man. Some AOs in the chat.
Mike Falvo getting the final results.
Yeah.
Referee Matt Goller bringing the athletes to the center. We're going to bring it up
And there
to Mike Falvo.
there goes the sportsmanship we were looking for.
And as always, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for two great fighters and one great contest. After 3 hard-fought rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to the official scorecard. The judges have scored the fight 29-28, 30-27, and 29-28, all in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision, Brandyn Ainsworth.
They check second to 10. I got home.